Why were you never the same after your honeymoon? My wife Elena and I surfaced from our scuba dive to find ourselves alone in the middle of the ocean. Where's the boat? Elena screamed, ripping out her regulator. I spun around frantically, realizing the dive boat that had 18 people on it 5 minutes ago was completely gone. They left us, Elena gasped. They actually left us in the middle of the ocean. The worst part was that we'd booked the cheapest dive shop in rural Colombia. Cash only, no reviews online, and the dive master barely spoke English. He never did head counts, and we were the last group in the water. They'll come back when they realize we're missing, Elena said, but I could hear the doubt in her voice. The current was already pulling us further out to sea. We had no emergency radio because the cheap shop didn't provide them. I tried waving my bright yellow safety sausage above my head while Elena blew her whistle repeatedly, the sound pathetically small in the vast ocean. Which way is shore? Elena asked, treading water beside me. I looked around at the identical horizon in every direction. I have no idea. We had maybe 4 hours until sunset. After that, we'd be invisible in the dark water. The first hour, we picked a direction and started swimming. Elena kept apologizing about choosing the cheap dive shop, saying we could have spent the extra $200 for the reputable one. My legs started cramping after 20 minutes, sharp stabbing pains with every kick, but I kept going. Are we even moving? Elena gasped between strokes. Everything looks exactly the same. The worst part was she was right. The waves, the sun, the endless blue. We could have been swimming in circles and we'd never know. Then Elena started shivering despite the warm water. Why am I so cold? This doesn't make sense. That's shock setting in, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. Just keep swimming and we'll be okay, I promise. The second hour was when Elena saw her first hallucination. She suddenly started screaming and waving at empty water. There! A boat! I see a boat! Help us! She started trying to swim toward nothing. Baby, there's nothing there. Yes, there is. Look, they're coming this way. I grabbed her arm, and she fought me for a moment before the mirage dissolved, and she realized she'd been screaming at waves. The look of despair on her face when she understood there was no boat broke my heart. The thirst had also become unbearable by then. Our tongues were swollen, lips cracked and bleeding from the salt. Every swallow felt like broken glass going down our throats. Just one sip of seawater, Elena begged, just to wet my mouth. I can't stand it. When I told her that would kill us faster, she actually tried to drink it anyway. I had to physically hold her arms while she sobbed and begged for just a taste of water. The third hour, Elena's legs stopped working. She said she couldn't feel them anymore. They were just dead weight pulling her down. I had to support her entire body while treading water, my arms screaming in agony, legs cramping so badly I was crying from the pain. That's when the jellyfish got to us. I didn't see it, but I certainly felt it. Before I knew it, a fire-like pain was erupting across my shoulder. Elena screamed as a jellyfish also caught her arm. The jellyfish swam away, but we couldn't treat the sting. We couldn't do anything except keep swimming with venom coursing through our bodies. Elena went limp after that. Her eyes rolled back and she mumbled something about leaving her behind to save myself. I slapped her face, gently at first, then harder when she didn't respond. The waves had gotten huge, constantly washing over our faces, salt water flooding our noses and lungs. By the fourth hour, Elena was completely unconscious. I held her head above water, but my strength was failing. I kept losing my grip, watching her slip under before pulling her back up, each time taking longer to get her face above the surface. The sun was setting when something massive brushed against my leg. Through the clear water, I saw it, a tiger shark, at least 12 feet long, circling directly beneath us. The fin broke the surface 20 feet away, then disappeared, then came up again at 10 feet. It bumped me harder the second time, its sandpaper skin tearing through my wetsuit and into my calf. Blood immediately clouded the water around us. The shark began circling faster, tighter, and I could see its dead black eye as it passed. I tried to punch it when it came close, but my fist just bounced off, tearing my knuckles open and adding more blood to the water. Then the shark disappeared completely. For 5 seconds, nothing but silence. I looked down and saw it rising fast from below, mouth starting to open, rows of teeth visible. We were about to be eaten alive on our honeymoon. Full story on channel linked below.